Well, even if you do, it's fine. Yeah, I can see you. Oh, if you sit there.
Well, hey there. Welcome to the musical Expeditionaries. Brent Adams and Steve Markwart. We've got Curt Ryle getting everything situated there in Clarksville, Tennessee. How's everything going?
Going good, Brent. It's good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
Hey, Brent. Things are a little discombobulated. First of all, I put the wrong time out there for the show, and people were saying, no, I want to listen to Curt's interview on Keeping It Country. And I said, well, I do too. And then I remembered, no, wait a minute. We're supposed to kick this thing off at 8. So we put the word out. I hope everybody got the message. It's probably better because some people are maybe watching those debates too.
Well, we're doing our own public service here. We're trying to save you from the debates. So, step away from your TV. Come watch this. And
it's all show business. So, right. But yes, I'm glad. And Brent, you're 3 hours behind? Well, 2 hours behind Central Time. Right. You're in California. How's it going out there, my friend?
I am whipped. I tell you what, I'm exhausted. I got in about 3 o'clock Pacific time on Monday morning, hit the ground running at 9 a.m. And had just been going nonstop ever since. It's been a great week, just like drinking from a fire hose, trying to get down, pat everything I need to know before I head on out of here. So I fly out early tomorrow morning. I'll be back home tomorrow afternoon, and then begins the real work of getting things tied up around the house here. We're still trying to find a place down Nashville way, still trying to get our house on the market. We got a lot of things going on here before I have to be back down in Nashville week after next. So,
well, speaking of new home in Nashville, we got some news involving American Country Network. It's a little premature, but I'll mention it. If you'll bring it back up at the end of the show, we can talk a little bit about what's going on there and all of the goings on at Clarksville Creative Sound. So much going on. It's hard for me to keep up with. All I know, I was telling somebody today that Curt, I always talk, Curt is in the studio recording almost every day. And then I'll talk to him and go, man, I'm worn out. I've had a long week. Next week, I'm just going to take it easy. And Monday, by about midday Monday, he's tired of feeding the ducks at the park, and he's back in the studio. And and of course, we never know who's going to drop in, right, Curt?
Well, that's right. I mean, it's been a really busy week this week. I've had, my goodness, 5 or 6 of Clarksville Creative Sound artists coming through here, and tons of songwriters. We had a songwriter session going on this week, so it's been pretty busy. And I was just listening. Somebody said I was on a radio thing. I forgot that I did this thing with Kent Thompson, I think's his name. So that's out there they're out there. A lot of people listen to that right now, going, "Hey, I hear you on the radio," and I'm like, it's just a lot going on. And Steve, it sounds to me like you've been having some great, fruitful meetings with Tommy Snyder at ACN. I'm really excited to hear about some of that stuff.
We're excited about that. I'm excited to kind of be a part of that as well as a member of the team to help kind of shape that thing along. It's nothing but good for Clarksville Creative Sound as well, because my main goal always will be to get as much exposure as possible for Clarksville Creative Sound and our artists. And so it's a kind of a blessing to be kind of have an inside track on American Country Network and have a voice in the programming. And what I love about Tommy Snyder and Keith Chester and Kent and those guys is that so far every conversation we've had, and Curt, you can second that, every conversation we've had, we're all on the same page as to where we see this network needing to go, the niche that the areas that it needs to fill in that's not being and one of the things that they're really high on is getting more exposure to independent artists, which you don't see on mainstream TV. And so we're excited about that, because there's a gray line between today's really good independent artists like ours and the mainstream. The quality that we put out there is every bit as good or better than anything you'll hear mainstream wise.
Steve, it's funny you said that, because I was listening to a little bit of this radio show that they interviewed me for the show, and I was sitting there listening to Ray Price, Vern Gosden, and he's playing all this music, and then all of a sudden, man, he comes out with a Kathy Jewell song from Clarksville Creative Sound, and man, it's just that music just filled up the whole room. And I was like, wow, we're really competing with the greatest of all time, man. And I was blown away by how great that sounded on the radio.
Well, it helps to have a good producer. And
well, it's just I just am fortunate. I feel really fortunate after hearing that show because I don't get a chance to listen to the radio much. And then when I hear our stuff being played on the radio, it really stands up well to anything out there. And Kathy Jewell just sounded great. And then did he play Jaden Riley, and he's playing Mackynsie and all these great artists on our label. And so, yeah, I was thrilled to death to hear how great things sounded out there.
Of course, Evie Mae belting out new lyric, and I saw Evie Mae on Facebook today. Just did a little, what was that song she did? That just on her acoustic guitar.
I saw that, yeah.
Just so darn good. You know, like we've talked about before, Curt. People like the McKedys and Jaden and Evie and Braden and Jasmine, people like that. I mean, they were born to do this.
Yeah.
No question about it. You know, there's a lot of people that think that they've got what it takes to make it, but the ones that we have in our stable are and what sets them apart is it's a God-given thing that a lot of that you can't teach. What you can do is help them rein it in, craft it, and know when to use their God-given talents so they don't overuse them, and that's where you're so good at artist development.
Well, it's you can't coach some things. When you get great singers in here like Jada and Riley and some of these acrobatic singers that can go up there and they have 5-octave ranges and they do things, you just don't coach that stuff. And then you get a great country singer like Mackynsi McKedy and Evie Mae, and I mean, they just know what to do. All you really have to do is just get it on tape and help them make sure everything's good and perfectly in tune. It makes my job easy having this stable of artists that we have.
That's the second time today I've heard you use that word, acrobatic singer. I think I'm an acrobatic singer because I tripped over a mic cord the other day and tumbled. So
you're an acrobatic walker, Steve.
Well, speaking of Mackynsie, so Brent, well, first of all, Brent, we're excited for you and where you're heading with this new career, and we know that you're never going to be too far away from Clarksville Creative Sound, and that we've got all this is coming together, and where you're going to be is going to be, I think, beneficial to what we're doing as well. And it's just kind of cool how we're all kind of spreading our wings and doing what we need to do to get this great music out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, it's a blessing to be in this position and do that and see a different side of the business here. But look, I love doing this stuff here. This is a passion for me, so I won't be going anywhere.
You got to take care of your family.
That's
and
right.
Hopefully the family's well. Little Madison, I mean.
That's right.
She's doing well.
Yeah, she's bouncing back nicely. Yeah, thank you. Got her final drain tube out from her surgery here last Friday, and just doing great, man. So
good.
She's got a big S right on her chest.
100%.
That's Superman right there. I'm telling you, man. Superwoman, whatever you want to call it. That kid is a real fighter.
Doesn't even realize it
for her, I'm sure.
Yeah, 100%. Well, you've had a big week there, Curt, doing some recording there, and you got some special guests with you tonight.
I do. I actually have 4 Clarksville Creative Sound artists right here in the studio with me, and I'd like to bring one of them on right now. One of my favorites, Mackynsi McKedy. Mackynsi, wherever you are, Mackynsi, come in here and join us. Mackynsi McKedy is probably, I would say, the countryest country singer we have. Steve, would you agree?
She's got that twang, but she knows how to deliver a song, and she's a darn good fiddle player too. She's a great entertainer. And you guys, you and Austin and that whole McKedy group, you guys are some of the most frequently and hardest working people out there. Y'all are playing somewhere almost every night, it seems like.
Oh yeah, we stay busy. My mom, you can see her back there, the momager. She books all our gigs and keeps us busy, and that's how you learn and you get better. Is you got to just keep practicing and keep getting out there. So we enjoy it. Great.
Tracy doesn't miss much. I mean, she's out there looking at every angle and every opportunity, and you got to have that, and that's great. We're all fortunate to have Tracy on our side, I should say.
Well, actually, Tracy's a staff member with Clarksville Creative Sound. She is a very important part of this thing. Her and Dina Wood together make this thing happen. Without them, I don't know if it would even happen. Steve, you and I, we don't have sense enough to make this work. We're grateful for.
We just kind of chase our tail, and manage to get things done. But I guess we're smart enough to bring people like Mackynsie and Austin and some of these other folks in. My dad always told me, you may not be the smartest guy in the room, but you surround yourself with the smartest people. And so, that's kind of the way we are. We surround ourselves with as much talent as we can, where it makes sense for the label. And we've got such a well-rounded stable of stars, I can say, at Clarksville Creative Sound.
Well, what's funny is today we've got a lot of songs in the can on Mackynsie. She's got well over an album in the can that we can release on her. But we were doing vocals today with all these artists in the studio, and I found a track to a song that I had forgotten. I recorded it, and I thought, when I find the right artist, I'm going to put them on this track. And then I found that track today, and I said, this is the right artist. It was Mackynsie. And you guys are going to remember the song Harper Valley PTA.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we kind of rocked it up a little bit, didn't we, girl?
Yeah, we did. We rocked it.
And she went in there and knocked that thing out of the park. It's so fun to listen to. It's got way more energy than the old version. But yeah,
you gotta have some sass and attitude to do that song.
Oh yeah, I got some of that. No, that's a great song. I love it. It's one that I've always sung along to, in the car with my mom. That's kind of like the song we sing along to together. And so then when Curt threw it out there, I was like, well, yeah, of course. And then this specific version of it's really, like Curt said, just has more energy, and it's just, I don't really have anything. I hadn't recorded anything like it yet.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
It kind of helps me have more different styles up there. So it's really great.
Well, that's what we love about you, Mackynsie. One of the things we love about you is your versatility. You can be at home in jeans with a fiddle, in a honky tonk, belting it out, and then, as we've seen recently, you can be very elegant in your evening gown.
Yeah, she's kind of cute in that gown, I thought.
And you're a college student, and I'm sure you're knocking it out of the park with your grades and all that kind of thing. And what you're doing in college fits in with your music. So, I mean, you're definitely following God's plan for your life, because He gave you that talent and He wants you to use it to help, I'm sure, to ultimately to carry that message to glorify Him.
Right.
And that's what it sounds like. That's what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And also, we're really happy to say that Mackynsie, of course, was part of the Miss Oklahoma pageant this year.
Yes.
And as you know, we and there she is right there. And Mackynsie, tell us about that. What was that like?
That was an experience of a lifetime. I was mostly going for it just as an opportunity to try to gain more scholarships for college, or for any sort of lessons or music that I wanted, but mostly for scholarships for college. And I came out of it with at least over $6,000 in scholarships, which is absolutely just amazing, and will go towards my education. I wasn't really sure what to expect at first, because like you said, Steve, I am usually used to wearing my cowgirl boots and being on stage and singing. So I wasn't really sure how I would fit in wearing high heels. I wasn't really sure what to expect. And then once I, met all the amazing women, to be around so many intelligent, strong, independent, like-minded women going for their educations, it was truly a very empowering experience for me, and just a great opportunity to just showcase more of my music. I won rookie and overall talent, which I wasn't expecting, and just from that one experience, I had people reaching out to me for different performances and gigs to come for the future. So it has helped me in my personal music career as well. So it was so much fun. I made a lot of friends too, which was really great.
Yeah, you go through that week. That's a whole week's worth of activities. So you can't come out of that without forging, I'm sure, some pretty strong friendships, because you guys are probably seeing each other at your best and at your worst and most vulnerable. And I'm sure the emotions are like a roller coaster or something like that.
Yep.
And so So anytime you come out of something like that, it's kind of like survivors of a shipwreck.
Yeah, it definitely was a whirlwind. We definitely had no choice oftentimes but to talk to each other. We couldn't really have our phones during the day because we were either in rehearsals or doing interviews. So we were constantly going somewhere. So when we did have any downtime, we really just had to talk to each other. And that really gave me an opportunity to really just be able to connect with other people and get to talk about my own music career and, music therapy. And it was just a really great time. I'm definitely looking forward to doing it next year. I was honored enough just to make the top 15 and win rookie and overall talent. I also won rookie of the year, and I also got a CSI award for my platform for music therapy. So I came out of it with a lot more than I was expecting. I was just going in hoping that I could, just come out with some scholarship money, and I was guaranteed $1,000 just for competing. So it's definitely a fantastic organization that I was welcomed into, and I'm glad that I found, and I'm happy that I'm, have the support of all of you, that I am allowed to go out and have these different experiences and opportunities and have a great support system behind me. So definitely blessed.
Well, you're one of our kids. We think of you as kind of surrogate parents as well. Not that you need them. You've got a great support place with your family and with Tracy and Byron, and that's what it takes to be an artist of your caliber. We see that with the young artists that we have. We see that one of the common denominators that can make or break these young artists is how the family rallies behind them, and they have to sacrifice quite a bit to make that work. But we see that, and of course with your family, that's the ultimate example, because not only is your mom and dad behind you and supporting you and burning up the road, getting you to these gigs, and but they're part of these things, and you got your own family, McKedy Family Band, and so you're a self-contained unit, and it's a cool deal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of times, that's really important, because a lot of times maybe as an outsider looking in, and I've experienced this, sometimes growing up in high school, my peers might think that, oh, that was easy. You were just, naturally talented that way. But it took a lot of times, you don't see that behind the scenes stuff of all that hard work and traveling up and down the road. My dad taking off work to drive, me and my brother to gigs, to have opportunities to get to meet other musicians and get to really expand and get experience and get exposure. And even still to this day, when we're here in the studio today, Curt's in there making everything absolutely perfect for us. And you don't always see that behind the scenes. When you just see that end product, you're like, wow, that was just had to have been easy for them. But it absolutely takes a lot of work and dedication. And I'm excited for y'all's TV show as well, to kind of show that hard work that goes into what we're doing.
Wait till you see Kurt Braden and Evie's impersonation of Kurt and Jaden.
Oh, Jada's the worst.
I've heard about this.
Make me believe it. Make me believe it.
Yes.
It is a lot of work,
It is.
I mean, a lot of people think it's just walking in and singing. It's nothing like that. It's a grind, really.
The very first time I came in here, I thought I was like, yeah, I should be okay. People tell me that I'm a good singer, and I think I sing in tune. Oh, I came in here, I didn't know that I sing out of tune sometimes. You don't necessarily know it until you're in here. And even same thing with my fiddle, that when I came in here and played fiddle for the very first time, every single note has to be there, or it sticks out like a sore thumb. It has to be perfect. It has to be. And thankfully we have Curt here and takes the time to do that and isn't trying to rush us out of there. He takes all the time in the world. And that's all I've ever wanted as an artist, was to have someone pour into us to make sure that we are the absolute best. And I'm very, very blessed.
I remember our last concert we played together, which was February, I think. Right? Yeah. And you had been playing. You and you're in Austin. Y'all had already done like an hour and a half gig or whatever. And then my band, I come on with the A-list band, and you step up with Dale Morris Jr. Because you weren't about to miss that opportunity to play twin fiddle with him. And at one point, Jack Phillips, who's just like a machine, he goes, "Mackynsie, tune your fiddle."
Don't even get me started with him. No, yeah. Don't start with him. Well, yeah, I love every opportunity. That was such a fun show. And Dale Morris Jr., he's a great fiddle player. He was actually an instructor of mine, I think either the second or third year that I went to the BAM music camp, which I just got back from last week. So me and Austin, we've been, busy. So last week we were at BAM music camp in Turkey, Texas. And so, Dale Morris Jr. was an instructor the second or third year that we went there. And so when I saw him, I was like, remember me, you know, and he did remember me. And so I wanted to kind of get up there and, you know, show him that I improved.
Well, I tell you, your fiddle playing's improved immensely just since I've known you. And I know a lot of that's because you get out there and play a lot, you know, and so you've, you know, just through just getting out there and playing, I mean, you've been able to hone your craft really well.
I've got a feeling probably just coming in the studio and doing it in the studio probably really makes you aware of what you're doing on stage, right?
Right. Yeah. Some, like I said, the very first time I came in the studio and Curt gracefully let me add fiddle on some of my songs, and I kind of was able to realize some stuff that I didn't even realize I was doing that I had, you know, some struggles with. And so Curt pointed that out to me, and I was able to go home and really work on it. I've been working on it, and so that way I can be consistent in my playing and add what I do in the studio to my stage performances, and I think it's definitely helped a lot.
I think Mackynsie is the best musician that we have. Austin is a very good guitar player, though. He really is. You know, these kids are talented, and of course, their dad.
Watching Austin, you know, do those jazz Western swing chords, you know, I'm jealous of that. You know, that comes with a lot of work. And so we've been talking and not letting our fearless host, Brent Adams, chime in. We hadn't even he's trying. I don't know if you're falling asleep on us.
You know, this is always a challenge doing this on the road here because I got janky internet and computer gets a little funky. So I'm just back here pushing buttons, trying to keep things on the rails. So all good, man. I'm just enjoying the conversation, and it's all spot on here. We do, if I can get to it, we did have some music queued up here tonight, including Mackensy's last, the most recent song here, Don't Get Me Wrong. We could drop that if people want to hear it right now.
Let's do it.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, tell us about this one before we launch into it.
Do what? You broke up a little bit.
Yeah, tell us a bit about it before we.
Okay, yes. So this was a song that was written by Linda Bull, and Curt sent me a couple songs of hers, and this was one that specifically stuck out to me that I really, really liked. And so I came in and I recorded it. I loved it. I think it's a great two-stepping song. You know, as soon as I hear it playing, my foot starts tapping. So I've played it at some of our shows, and it always fills the dance floor. And Linda has been a great supporter of mine, and especially with my Miss Oklahoma. She bought an ad page, and her publishing company she sponsored me to be able to go to that. And so when I chose to release this song, I was dedicating it to her as a thank you for sponsoring me for Miss Oklahoma. So thank you so much, Linda Bull. I really, really appreciated it. And so I wanted to release this for her.
We love Linda. Linda's had some health issues, but we think she's going to power on through. She's got the great attitude to beat this thing. And, you know, I've known Linda since high school. We went to high school together. She was a couple of years ahead of me. And just one more great person. She and her husband both are good people. So.
Yeah, Linda's a star in my Curt Ryle Songwriters Workshop. She gets a lot of lines in there. She and Marlene Marie Connors, who's on here with us right now. We got a lot of people on here, guys. I'm impressed that we are actually look at all these viewers with the debate. We're up against Trump and Biden here, and we're not.
That's right,
guys.
Maybe we can cue that song up.
All right, well, let's let everybody hear this one now. This is Don't Get Me Wrong.
But my mind is full of painful memories seen from the 2020 hindsight of a fool. My phone is silent, but my heart is breaking loud enough to
That was good.
Great.
Thank you. Yeah, that was my house, everybody. So
Magnificent.
thank you.
That
yes.
was really cool.
Yeah, I really like that song. Like I said, I think it's a great, dance song, which, for us in the McKedy band, we play lots of dances. So when I'm trying to pick out songs that I want to record, I look for those elements. Number one, that it's really traditional country and those elements of it, if it's danceable and, if I feel like it'll be a good crowd pleaser. And I definitely think that one was. So thank you again, Linda, for, allowing me to record it.
Hey, we just a big shout out to a few people on here. David DeSalza's on here. He liked that song, wants to play it on Stone Cold Country.
Awesome.
He is a DJ, and man, we got and yes, Mackynsie is playing fiddle on her stuff. She plays on almost all of her stuff. So David C. Lannon's here. We got a lot of people there. Terry LeMaster, he's a Clarksville Creative Sound artist, is on here. We got a bunch of them. Jeannie Franz, Ariel's mom, is on here. Philip Rather's on here, and he said, "Oh my God, Biden is blowing the debate." So thank you, Philip. We need for that update. Janice Brooks, my goodness, Susan Abbey. There's a lot of people here. Our good friend Drift McClue is on here. And
Let me tell you, you brought up Philip Rather. Philip Rather is literally changing the music world in ways that you guys don't even realize yet, because his platform. He's just finishing all that stuff out, but it's going to be an amazing piece of technology, and we're right in the middle of that too. So we're so excited to be partnering with Philip on what he's doing.
For those that don't know Philip played an instrumental role in developing Facebook, and now he's got his own company, and I don't even want to get into talking about it because a lot of it's over my head, but he's the most brilliant person I know. Philip, I really mean that.
He's a darn good songwriter too. He's
one of the best talented songwriters out there. But this guy's developed a platform for entertainers, songwriters, the singers, that we're going to partner up with him. It's going to change the world. I'm telling you guys, this guy's incredible. So Philip, we love you, brother. We're glad to have you on here. And also, why don't we take, I don't want the show to go long, so why don't we take a minute here and let's bring on, like I said, we got 4 Clarksville Creative Sound artists in the house with us. Let's bring on Austin McKedy. Austin, come in here. Let's see if we can keep you on the set.
Okay.
Oh.
Austin.
What an idiot.
Oh,
bring
come on, little brother. Come on, little brother.
There.
Grab that chair.
Get that chair out there. Just pull it right up here. So this is Clarksville Creative Sound. There we go. This is Austin McKedy. He was outside feeding the squirrels. That's what I was told.
Well, you mean you were making sure Braden got something to eat? What were you doing?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we've had some fun in here, guys.
Well, you've had fun outside of the studio too. You were at the swimming pool the other day.
Yeah, we were. Yes, that was a lot of fun. When Curt finally lets us have a break, we went into the swimming pool where Braden was working, and we had a little fun time.
Yeah, she's got a little pink on her face. Can you see that? They all got burned a little bit. Braden's a lifeguard, right? So he's like just black. He's just dark.
Yep.
But these other kids come in burned a little bit. I'm like, oh boy. But we've had Austin in the studio. We did, how many songs we done on you? Two songs today. And guys, this is the next Waylon right here. I'm telling you, we created some really cool stuff for Austin.
Yeah, Austin, your chops have come a long way just in the short time we've known you as well. And I know a lot of that student too. Just all the live performances you guys have done. You really knocked it out of the park on the Penny Gilly show too. We were proud of you, both of you guys, on that deal.
Absolutely. Oh, that was fun. In fact, we had 3 artists on that show. I think Evie May was on there with you guys, right?
Yes, her episode just released, I believe, last Friday. And so if y'all haven't seen that, go check it out. It was amazing.
What were you gonna say, Brent?
Yeah, I said yes. That one's floating around out there on YouTube as well. So they're out there.
I see we have Janice Brooks checking in from Australia. That's good. She's a good friend, a good supporter of our music, and plays a lot of good music. So Janice, good to see you out there.
We're really building our fan base in Australia.
I know we got to. I'm telling you, one day soon, I want to launch, and with ACN's support as well, we want to launch a tour over in Europe and over in Australia. We've done a lot. In fact, I was looking. I was surprised. Dina Wood sent me a report, and this is from a year or so ago. But a song that never got any airplay over here called East Texas Roads because number one, it's too long. It's almost 5 minutes long. It's my version of me and Bobby McGee. It's a song I wrote. It's one of my favorite songs I've ever written. And
by the way, Dina Wood just corrected you and said Janice Brooks is an American DJ, Steve, not an Australian. So
I'm sorry.
So go ahead with your.
You said lots of Aussies. I don't know what that means.
We still need to go to Australia.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I know we get some people from Australia, quite a few. But anyway, she was showing me that on iTunes it was number 3 at one point. That song was of country songs in most downloaded songs in Sweden. I'm like, Sweden? Really?
Yeah. You know what's funny, Steve? You made me think of something. I just want to mention this real quick. It's because it's kind of funny. This was on a Road Stories episode I did with Brent one time. But this is a true story. I was in the studio, and I was with Mel Tillis, George Jones, Vern Gosden, and one other. And I can't remember who the other one was. But there were 4 artists in the studio that day. And this guy came to the front door, and the girl that worked the front door came back and knocked on the door and said, "There's a guy here who wants an autograph. Can he come in?" And of course, we would say no to that, but Mel was one of those guys that would always go, "Yeah, bring him in." He was that guy. And so I said, Mel said to let him come in. So this one guy came in, a blonde-haired guy from Sweden, and this is a true story. You can't make this up. He comes in, and I said, "Okay, whose autograph would you like?" And I said, "I'm assuming you probably want all of them, Mel Tillis, George Jones, or Vern Gosden." He said, "I just want Curt Ryle's autograph." I am not making this up. He had heard a song that I had put out on one of these European things years ago, and he loved that song. It was his, and he didn't care. And I turned around and looked at those guys. I said, "Your day will come, okay?"
Curt, I bet I know which song it is. It's that song, "Penicillin is Killing What's Left of Our Love."
I don't know what song it was, but I'll never forget that because they never let me live that down.
Anyway, I feel bad about. I should know better. I know Janice Brooks is from the stateside, and I don't know why I thought Australia. I don't mind me, Janice. But anyway, so Austin, you've been busy, and you guys are out there playing a lot. And how's everything been going for you?
Oh, it's been going good. Just I had music camp, and I expanded my knowledge there with Billy Mata's guitar player. Cameron Baker was showing me a bunch of stuff, and got home for 2 days, and then headed out here and been recording. And man, it's been fun not only recording, but it's always a good time when we're over here. So
yeah, it's a great environment there, And
and Dina said there was a DJ from Europe who said Austin had the best diction that he had ever heard. And I'm like sitting here looking at that going, I can't understand anything this kid says. So I'm like forcing him to, that's why he's got good diction.
Now one word about killed me today. I couldn't say, what was it? Cotton?
I was trying to get him to say cotton. And he wanted to go cotton or something like that. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah.
Well, at least he doesn't talk. A lot of these young kids today, listen, I sound like an old codger. All these young kids today, they talk too fast, or they talk like they text. They talk like they text.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't speak like words we would normally say like believing. Yeah. They go believing or something. I don't know. Well, they add some stuff to it.
There was another song that Austin was recording, and I'm just convinced that I'm not sure, but it was a word for a jukebox. Wurlitzer.
Well, it was Wurlitzer.
I've never heard that in my life.
It was in the song. It was a song I wrote about a jukebox, and I said they had a Wurlitzer.
I had no idea.
They didn't know what I was talking about. Finally, I just said, just
We had
say
to change We had
jukebox,
to change it. Yeah.
because he couldn't say Wurlitzer.
A Wurlitzer is kind of what Xerox is to copying machines, which that may be before your time too. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Don't know what that is.
We just, I was just giving him an hard time about being old.
Oh yeah, she was calling me old. See,
Yeah, I said, I think it's just an old person word.
an old person word.
I hadn't heard that one, and I usually know I'm an old soul, but I didn't know that one. So
Then you thought E2 was DT.
yeah.
Well, we've had some serious fun in the studio. You got anything queued up there, Brent, on Austin? That would
Well,
be
I tell you what, not too long ago, a few months ago, we put out Slow Train to Oklahoma, and we've got that one there.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Let's give that a spin. I love that song.
Oh yeah, so that was a song my dad wrote like way back in the day, and like he was young, and yeah,
now he's 110,
he's
right?
pretty old now, but no, he wrote a long time ago, and I've always liked the song, and I played it a few times. I told him, I was like, man, I'd really like to go cut that in the studio, and he was like, have at it. So came in and I cut it, and it's one of my favorites right now that I've done so far. So that's excited about that.
Good job writing that song
Oh yeah,
out there, Byron. He did a great job writing that.
Let's give her a listen.
All right, let's do it. Slow Train to Oklahoma.
Standing at the station, waiting on a train to take me back to Tulsa. Lord knows I need a change. It's been a long time since I've heard my mama's voice, and even longer still since I've heard all aboard. I'm on a slow train to Oklahoma. It's been a long time since I've been home. Those golden wheat fields, they're all forever. Well, it may not sound like much, but to me it's home sweet home. I can't wait to get back home and watch the sun go down. Sitting on the back porch of my mom and daddy's house, listening to the radio, telling stories that never end. They're talking about the good old days, and do you remember when? I'm on a slow train to Oklahoma. It's been a long time since I've been home. Those golden wheat fields, they're all forever. Well, it may not sound like much, but to me it's home sweet home. This train is moving slower, it's 7 kinds of hell. Can get me there fast enough, 2 more hours and I'll be there. Standing in the front yard in that Oklahoma sun, looking at that little old house where my life all begun. I'm on a slow train to Oklahoma, where my life all begun.
We're about to fix. Oh, here we are.
There we are.
Where's Brent?
That boy can sing.
Again, I was kind of picking up shades of Randy Travis there a little bit.
He's been told that before.
Or maybe people should tell Randy he sounds like Austin McKedy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
we have there's a companion video that goes with that song that we didn't have queued up, but it's okay because the music carried it anyway. But and that's a cool thing too is that your mom Tracy does a lot of y'all's videos too. I mean, she's a multi-talented person.
Yeah,
She is. She's very creative, so she makes things work when we just need something done. And I didn't even know she had that skill. She just figured it out and figured out how to do the editing. And she even makes merchandise for CCS and for the McKedy band. She's ironing stuff on shirts, and so it's definitely glad that our momager does all that work. She works hard.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, she's a like I said, multi-talented person and a force to be reckoned with for sure.
Yep, that's for sure.
We just had another Clarksville Creative Sound artist walk in, so let's bring him on the set. Braden Ryle, come join
on,
us.
Braden.
Sorry, I'm all dressed up as you can see.
He's been lifeguarding today. He's been out lifeguarding. So.
Braden looks like he's trying to channel Eminem or something. I'm not sure.
I know. Dad calls me at the worst times. As soon as I'm about to take a shower, he goes, "Hey, come hop on." I'm like, "All right, well, let's get it."
You notice he got all his hair cut off.
I know.
Pull that hat off there.
I look like a BTS member.
Wow, yeah.
I did it with the K-pop crowd.
Hey, you know who cut his hair is the girl I'm going to bring on next, the newest Clarksville Creative Sound. He actually let her cut his hair, and she did an amazing job.
She did.
She's
That's all right.
incredible.
I'm just kidding. It's good. I like it.
She's staring at him. Anyway, so Braden,
Yes, sir.
talk about this new video we're going to shoot. Steve and I are going to shoot at the lake down there at
Yeah, there's
this place.
I got a single that's I'm gonna release. I re-sang the song. Most of y'all, I don't know if y'all know it or not. I don't know if you told the crowd yet, but there's a new song that we're planning on shooting a video on down there, and it's gonna be hot and it's gonna be a good time. We're gonna make it a good time.
It's a summertime song, right?
Little summer song, and hopefully we'll get it out soon for y'all to take a listen to.
That's going to be interesting. It's going to be challenging, but it's going to be fun to have a camera crew out on the water.
Yeah.
The lake that we're going to go to has an area where it's on a Saturday afternoon. It's like Woodstock on the water. I mean, it's just like masses of people, and they all tie their boats up together, and music's blaring, and and it's just a wonder that more people haven't gotten run over out there, but they seem to make it work, and we'll in my boat we'll go around it, but I don't ever want to get tied up there because then you're hostage. You can't get away. But that'll be a great place to do.
There'll probably be thousands of people in boats out there, and this song is all about that.
Mhm.
The song is all about being out there on the water and singing and girls.
Well,
right?
I don't mean to cut you off
Go ahead.
or change the topic.
Yeah.
But if y'all can't see, I'm currently wearing my glasses right now because I got good news. In about a week from now, I'm planning on getting LASIK eye surgery, and so they won't let me wear contacts for a whole week. So that's why I'm currently wearing my glasses.
I just thought you looked kind of nerdy. I thought you were just changing.
I know.
personality.
I'm changing
I
my whole look and everything.
I thought you were wearing safety goggles from your haircut from
That's right. I was. I am.
I was thinking maybe if you give Sienna scissors, you need to put on safety goggles.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, hopefully in about a week, next time you see me, I'll have perfect vision. 2020.
Well, if you ever see Steve, you're going to run like hell.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, don't look at your dad too long because it'll be biblical. You'll turn into a pillar of salt.
Oh, every
I
time.
knew Brent was going to do that. I knew he was going to do it.
You see, that's the type of video where I want to be blind. You know what I mean? That's the type where I don't want the.
Don't want the surgery.
I still can't believe. A lot of people that know Curt have known Curt longer than I have said, how in the HE double hockey sticks did you get him to do that? And I said, it was just one of those moments where all I did was say, Curt, I just need you to lay in bed. We're going to cover you up. And all they're going to see is like the top of your head. That's it.
I just couldn't stay in there.
I mean, Kurt's the one that when we're getting ready to do it, first of all, he's like, I don't know if I want to. I said, they'll never see you, Kurt. I just need a lump in the bed. Next thing you know, he's like, look what I found. He's got this wig, and I'm like,
I just thought, wouldn't it be funny if I came out of here and Steve wasn't expecting it? Did you see the look on his face?
Yes.
His eyes are this big around. I just come out of there and he's scared the crap.
Replay
Oh, look
it.
at Steve.
and you'll see through that video, I'll turn around every once in a while and I'll shake him.
Yeah.
And the only part that was presented to me was his posterior.
Rear end and it's making it bad.
But Kurt accuses me of fondling him.
He was. He was.
Anyway,
That was a fun day in the studio, Steve. We had a ball that day, man.
so Braden, are you working on any new music?
Yeah, I got a song that is on the show that I don't know if y'all want to talk about the show or not.
Well, we got a song that he actually wrote when we filmed the pilot. I don't want to give away too much, but he performed that song on the show.
Yeah, so
And then we recorded it this week, Steve. We put the whole production to it.
I wrote it at school, and during the time we were shooting the pilot, it worked that it fit in with the the episode, and it's pretty good. Steve, I don't know if you've heard it, but I might have to let you hear it sometime too.
I wouldn't know about that because they won't let me on the pilot. They didn't let me on it. So.
Yeah, no, I heard about that.
He's going to be on the first episode.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Was
Steve.
your picture was on the pilot.
They put me in the closet with Noah.
Yeah. Yeah, a little birdie told me that Dad didn't want you on the first episode because he hates
I
you.
think so.
That's what I heard.
Too much beauty for one show.
It could be too much to give away, Steve, if we just talked about what we're going to do up in the Smoky Mountains, or should we not?
No, I think we can talk about that.
I think, Brent, this is something you will enjoy, Brent. We're actually going to rent a cabin in the Smoky Mountains, and we're going to do this twice. But the first time we do it, we're going to take the kids, all of them. We're going to take Mackynsie, Austin, Braden, Evie, May, and Jaden, and all these young artists. We're going to go up there and we're going to write. And we're going to actually take the film crew up there from the TV show, and we're going to film all of these kids, right? And then we're going to, in the very same episode, we'll come in the studio and we'll record those songs with the musicians. And the people will get a chance to see what it's really like from beginning to end.
Very cool.
When we talked about this episode with Tommy Snyder, CEO of American Country Network, he liked it so much that now he's coming too.
Yeah.
And I think now Keith Chester, the chief technology officer, the guy that's building out all the platforms, he wants to come too. So.
Wow.
So it's going to be a grand old time. We got this huge cabin that sleeps like 18 people.
Yeah, I'd love to get Ariel up there too. I'd like to have all the kids. That'd be awesome. We'll have to talk to them about that and see if we can make that work too.
Well, I call a room. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
I call a room with a bed.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sleeping on a couch. Just kidding.
Just
So lots to look forward to. I know you're excited, Braden, about the TV show, and you were a huge part of the pilot, and talk about how much fun that was shooting that, and how was it like what you expected, or was it a new experience for you?
Well, I will say originally I've always wanted to be an actor, so it kind of fit in with the whole TV show and everything. But I remember the first day that we filmed, I was really nervous, and I think you could see it a little bit in the first episode. I was nervous because I've never done something like this before where I'm getting filmed, and I've always feared that I was going to mess up or something on my lines or whatever. But actually it turned out pretty good, and I had to get used to it, get a little comfortable with the whole filming and everything. There's always a camera on you. You know what I mean?
I think we all learned something from that.
We did.
I did too. That's the first time I've ever done that, son. I've never done that either. And so I was nervous too, but after a while, it kind of it got easier.
Around at the end of all the shooting the first episode, I was super comfortable, and I'm excited for all the more upcoming episodes, because I really think that later on and during the season, or I don't know how many episodes we're shooting, I think you'll really get to see true personalities through everyone. You know what I mean? And everyone will get used to the filming mindset, and I think it'll be great. I'm excited.
Yeah, there's the cast of the show right there, minus one. There's one missing, but he'll be on the first episode, and that's Noah. But that was actually us on set right there, and that's Steve sitting over there with his paper. But that was a very fun, interesting time, and this is between scenes.
That's the interview scenes.
Yeah, and so it was pretty good. I thought Jaden has been in movies with Sean Penn. She's been in major motion pictures, but I think even she was a little nervous during this thing. This is a little more tedious work.
It was definitely something, but I mean, we all learned something from it, and there's always room for improvement. And I'm sure we're gonna get a really, really great show out of this. I'm really excited for it.
Well, the thing is what we're trying to do is just show the viewer what it's like day in and day out in the studio, what it's like to be an independent artist,
Right.
and the things that you go through, and then the whole process of recording and picking the right songs, and so it's a reality format, so it's not really scripted. However, we there's an outline that we kind of follow to make the show flow and make sense to the viewer, because we've got 30 minutes to get that across per episode.
Right.
But yeah, I think, and as this goes on, the show kind of writes itself, because we've got things happening that all we have to do is, imitate life. And like Mackynsie and her bid for Miss Oklahoma, I mean, that's going to be a part of the show for sure. And Tracy got a lot of good photos and video of that I'm sure we can use, and we can talk about that, so there's so much going on in the life of every one of our artists that, we got no shortage of material. We got enough material for 5 or 6 seasons, probably. I know Curt and I sat down in an hour and script and kind of outlined the whole season 1, 12 episodes, and it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's going to be good. It's fun. And so I'm looking forward to getting back in here and starting to film again, and I know the kids are. And eventually we'll have all of our artists on and off of the show. It's going to be fun. And so I'm excited. I don't know, whoever let me wear that shirt that day.
It was me.
I think it was Brady
Yeah,
told
was
me to
me.
wear that.
Like
That's my hat too. Look at that hat.
That is actually
I
a part of the pilot.
Yeah.
Here's the story, Mackynsie. I told Curt, I said, Curt, we got to go shoot some stuff downtown. We want to get some footage of downtown Clarksville for the intro, and Tommy and Josh want to do like you walking up. He wants to catch you for the intro of the show as well. So I said, you need to, if you need to change clothes or whatever. And I think Curt went in and grabbed a bath mat and put it on. That's what it looks like.
It does look like that.
Go back to that picture.
He wanted to show off his muscles or something, because
He did.
Yeah.
he's flexing. He's flexing right there. And that's
I'm
fake.
not. That's my arm.
That's a mean.
If I'm flexing, it's my stomach. It's not my arm. But I will tell you, Tommy told me, he said, wear whatever you would wear to a recording session. That's how I
Yeah,
dress. So
that's true.
anyway,
Well, I think Martin guitars, probably get a lot of mileage out of that too.
I don't know. They might not want that guy holding that guitar on.
T-shirts out of that.
Right,
representing
yeah.
Brent, I don't want to cut you out. Have you got any more music you want to play, or you want to move on?
We can save one till the end. One thing we want to make sure we do before we run out of time today is you got a new artist you brought through there as well.
And I'd like to bring her on right now. Let's
move
do.
out of the way.
You're okay.
Yeah.
Or you can stay.
Yeah, you
Or
stay.
you can stay.
Sienna?
Come on. Sienna. This is Sienna Rose. Sienna Rose is a 15-year-old singer, fiddle player, and she lives in Oklahoma. And the first time I saw Sienna, and she just cued her in a button. First time I saw Sienna, she was playing with the McKedys, with Austin and Mackynsie, and at National Hall, where we do a lot of performing in Fort Worth, Texas. And she had this cowboy hat on, and I just kept thinking, that's got to be the cutest little 15-year-old kid I've ever seen with that cowboy hat on. And I never really got to hear her sing anything. She was just up there playing fiddle. But the McKedys came up here to record, Austin and Mackynsie, and they brought Sienna with them. So when I got her in the studio, I said, you know what? We're going to put you in there. I want to hear her, because she sings. And man, she knocked me smooth out of the park. Brent, you're going to love this kid. She's just as country as she can be. Pure traditional country singer. Billy Bowles is going to go nuts when he hears her sing. This is Sienna Rose, and we're super proud to have her on the label. So, Sienna, how does it feel to be in a recording studio? What was it like experiencing this?
Well, I was pretty nervous whenever I first got in there, but Curt, he made it a lot of fun. He made me feel comfortable to be in there, and it was just a lot of fun in general.
I see a comment here from Dina Wood. It says she's from my hometown of Allen, Oklahoma. Is that right?
Yep, sure is.
So she goes in there in front of the microphone before anybody, and I ran Austin out of here because I didn't want anybody in here, intimidating her first time in a recording studio. And so Mackynsie stayed in here with her, and we turned her loose in front of that mic, and she didn't get grilled as hard as I thought she would. But were you expecting to grind like that? Because it is grinding.
No, I wasn't.
They warned you about this, didn't they?
Yeah. They warned me that they were like, oh, he's gonna be tough on you, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh no. And then I got in there, and he was just like kind of just playing around with me and stuff, and I was like, oh, this isn't that bad. I don't know why they were saying that.
It must just be us.
Well,
it's important when you get an artist in front of them.
I can hear him say, honey, that was a little pitchy, honey, and that's cool when he says, when he calls me honey, I get a little creepy.
Yeah, that's creepy, but I can't help it. It's just
That's weird.
Everybody's honey to me.
He's just a honey person, I guess.
Well, so Sienna, how long have you been singing and playing fiddle and all that? When did you start doing all this?
Well, I've been playing fiddle since I was about 9, and I've been singing for about, on stage for about 4 or 5 years.
Hey, you know what would be fun? You know what would be really fun right now, real quick? Grab your fiddles.
Oh,
Austin, grab a guitar.
Okay.
And listen to him play just a little bit.
oh.
There you go.
Just for fun, guys. You're going to enjoy this.
I feel like I shouldn't be here.
Well, you can grab a guitar and join in if you want to. But
Braden, grab some spoons. No.
Here, you know what? I got a better idea.
Get a fiddle for
There you go.
something in tune.
You know what I'm saying?
I grabbed the
More
guitar.
cowbell, Braden. More cowbell.
Yeah, we need a cowbell in here. That's all I got.
Well, he can play a guitar.
Here, I'll get a guitar.
There you go. Get that other Gibson. This is good stuff, guys. Do that song that sounded like 1925.
Yeah.
Because they did the song the other day here in the studio, and I just loved it. It just took me back, going back 50 or 75 years in time.
Yeah.
Before we start,
I just wanted to say really quick,
Get around behind them.
kind of
I don't know
how
what
this
they're playing,
happened. At a fiddle contest, about a while back ago. And so Sienna was there playing fiddle in the contest. I was too. Austin was my guitar player, and we just kind of mutually met up. And ever since then, she's been kind of coming to all our gigs, and we added her into the band because, I really wanted a twin fiddle. And so ever since then, we've been performing together, and I just really wanted her to really see all the magic that was happening here because I thought that Curt and Steve, you guys would really love her. So I'm really glad y'all have embraced her. So we're going to play this Bob Wills tune called Along the Navajo Trail. This is one that always gets requested a lot. So, okay.
All right.
You be brave. You ready? Sienna, come this way. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Every day along about evening, when the sunlight's beginning to fill, oh, I ride to the slumbering shadow along the Navajo Trail. When it's twilight and the crickets are calling and coyotes are making a well, oh, I dream by a smoldering
the music while the wind is strumming a sagebrush guitar. While over yonder hill the moon is climbing, it always finds me wishing on a star.
What do you know? Well, it's morning already. The dawning so silver and pale. Oh, well, it's time to climb into my saddle and ride the Navajo Trail. And ride the Navajo Trail.
And ride the Navajo Trail. And ride the Navajo Trail.
I don't know what it sounds like on that end, but in here it's really nice.
Oh, well, we've got a lot of great comments. Terry LeMaster, great harmony. Let's see. Marianne Marie Connors, how I wish I could listen. I could listen to them all night. Brian Moon said, and I was about to go to bed. Thanks, guys. And then one of our super fans and good friends, Vicki Rogers, chimed in, and she's under that Bucky. That's her pet's names. She's got a major following there, by the way. But anyway, she said she saw Mackynsie a while back at Little Reds, so she's a big fan of yours.
Oh, thank you.
And, I'm sure she'll be. I'm hoping she'll be around. She'll be coming to all these Fort Worth deals, and we want to get y'all back to Fort Worth, of course, and do the National Hall thing. So that was awesome, and that was totally unexpected. Y'all just kind of walked, you pulled that one out of your pocket, didn't you?
Yeah, well, like I said, we Sienna, recorded 2 songs, and I was really excited because I was hoping Curt was going to let me. I wanted to sing harmony on one of the ones she did, and I got to sing. So as you could see, we kind of have practiced singing harmony together, so I kind of knew her voice well and kind of knew what I thought I could do with it. So the 3 of us, me, Austin, and Sienna, we practiced a lot together, and like I said, I really am glad that she came out and recorded.
Well, that song that you're talking about working on today, I called Curt and he answered the phone, and I could hear in the background some of the playback on that. I was like, and I was trying to talk to him about some business stuff, and I just stopped and said, "Wait a minute, what is that? That's awesome!"
Yeah, it was really
like Lou Harris or something. It's just some really cool. So I can't wait for that song to get out there. That's a little different than anything we've done before. So
well, we didn't record that song, but one of these days we need to get them in here and record something like that. It'd just be fun to do that. And Marlene Marie Connors, Braden said to tell you thank you. She said I love everything Braden sings too, and Braden's a big. I think a lot of people like it when he does those covers of Dan Seals. He does a lot of those things, and he loves Dan Sills. But thank you, Marlene. He said thank you for that comment. And we got Shirley Bartmus. Lonnie's on here. My goodness, we got a lot of people on here. The debates must be boring. I mean, we got more people than the debates. I bet. This is great. Well, Brent, I know I don't want to keep you because I know you've got to be exhausted. You've been up since 3:00 this morning. So
he's got a 5:00 flight in the morning too.
We got to let Brent get some rest here. But Brent, you're
okay. He's been napping during the shows. I know you've been, Brent. I know you've been on an intense fast track, learning all the ins and outs, and in a crash course of 4 or 5 days for your new job. And I know your new job is a huge responsibility. You're running the whole newsroom for a major radio network, and which we know you're more than up for the challenge, and you'll be a huge asset to them. And so the radio network that you're going to be a part of is predominantly a Christian-based deal, which is great because we want to do a lot more of that kind of music as well. And so we're really excited that you're a part of that, and we think there's a good fit there, possibly to introduce some of our music possibly through that network. But it's a great opportunity for you, and I know it's great for your family, and so we're thrilled for you.
Yeah, no, exciting. Got my first chance to do an on-air live news break-in today in the San Diego market for a major accident, unfortunately, with fatalities that shut down a huge portion of interstate down the coast in Southern California today. So first chance to get on air, and that was something. And Just a lot of behind the scenes stuff this week, mostly though, just trying to learn processes and schedules and basically rebuilding, because they're moving their operations piece by piece from California to the Nashville area, and most of the people on the team that I'm going to be leading aren't coming with. They opted to stay behind and take other jobs, other opportunities in the States. So we're basically building from scratch. So I was trying to get whatever knowledge I could from the folks who were here before they were leaving, and there'll be a couple holdovers here for the next couple of 3 months or so, and one till the end of the year. But yeah, just trying to learn as much as I can here and see where this thing goes.
Well, you're the voice of radio, Brent, without a doubt. When I hear you speak, it's like this is the man. You're going to be they got a great one with you, and I can't wait till you get to Nashville. It's going to be nice to have you kind of close. I think we can see each other a little bit more. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that. We're going to be right down the road here at some point once we figure out where we're going to land. But yeah, not too far down the road from me at all.
That'll be great. That'll be great. Get to meet your family. I've never met Stephanie and the kids, and I'm looking forward to that. I've got a lot to tell Stephanie. But anyway.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
No. She probably deserves a Purple Heart being married to you, Brent, because you're a road warrior.
That and then some. There's no question about it. She has tackled quite a load this week while I've been gone, so I'm very appreciative of that.
Yeah. Well, that's what we do. You know, everybody we have to step up at different times and then keep the food on the tables, and that's what you're doing. And so, you know, that's what it's all about. My wife right now is spending her weeks as nanny for our grandchild. That's what she insisted on doing. And there are times when I feel sorry for myself, and then I think, no, this is what the way it's supposed to be. And she's bonding with that child, and it's, you know, she's just thrilled to do it. And so meanwhile, I'm left here by myself and left to my own devices, and that's dangerous.
That's scary. Yeah.
My daughter Paige calls me every day and checks up on me. Dad, are you okay? Are you do I need to come up there? No, Paige, I'm fine.
Well, you know, you guys have the cat dish that dispenses food on the timer, but what do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah,
I have to. Somebody's got to scoop the litter box.
Oh no, I meant to take care of you.
What do I do? Oh well, I've got all kinds of kind of ready-made stuff that we picked up at Costco that all I have to do is punch buttons on a microwave.
You're not just getting the roller. You're not just getting the roller.
And yesterday we had a food truck pull up out front of our condo building, and they were selling barbecue. And man, that was some good barbecue.
So you're not just getting the roller grill at the QT?
No, not doing that. Trying to stay away from that. Actually, I've been trying to cut down and do some intermittent fasting stuff. And
there you go.
You know, that's a tough deal. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, so Mackynsie and Sienna and Austin, the McKedys, and all y'all, what's in the near future for you guys?
Yeah, well, we got some gigs coming up. Me and Austin are going to be opening for Diamond Rio on July 20th.
That's cool.
We're really looking forward to that. So last year at the Sugar Creek Casino in Hinton, Oklahoma, we opened for Gene Watson. So we'll be back at the Sugar Creek in Hinton, Oklahoma on July 20th, opening for Diamond Rio. That's just going to be me and Austin, but we're really looking forward to that. So we've been practicing up on getting ready for that. And then the McKedy Band with Sienna Rose have some gigs lined up throughout the rest of the summer. We'll be playing at our hometown festival. We'll be playing at WSMSS Western Swing Music Society of the Southwest Showcase in Lawton, Oklahoma. They've been a big supporter of us for scholarships to get to go to BAM Music Camp, and you know they played a big role in our growing up and getting involved in Western Swing and that genre. So we're really grateful for them. So we're going to be performing there, and if you go look at our social medias, either mine or Austin's, we're always posting our calendar for where we'll be performing at. I know I'll be playing for Brady Honeycutt down at the Longhorn Saloon and at the Brady Hop Festival in Brady, Texas, throughout the rest of this summer as well. So playing fiddle for Brady Honeycutt. So lots of good things coming up. Yeah, and then in November, I'll be going on the Heart of Texas cruise. I'll be playing fiddle for their band, and there's lots of great artists that will be on that. So if you're interested in checking that out, I know Tony Booth will be on there, Daryl Lamona McCall. So I'm really excited. Taylor Lynn, I'm really excited to get to play fiddle behind the artists and kind of just, I'm going to sing a little bit, but I'm going to kind of just be the fiddle player for that whole week. So I'm kind of, And I enjoy doing that too, and just being a musician. So I'm
That'll be fun. Yeah, Tracy Pitcox has got a cool thing going on down there, and
well, good luck matching that Taylor Lynn energy. That's all I can say.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. When I saw that, I was like, oh, I'm so excited. So yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to eat your Wheaties for that one. She is on all the time. She's great.
Well, you're gonna be backing up some great artists. Tony Booth, Daryl McCall. It doesn't get any better than that.
No. Tracy's been around a long time, and he's very well connected, and he's got a good thing going on there. And you got Justin Trevino, who's just one of my favorite guys. What a great voice. He's kind of channels Johnny Bush with his voice, and just a great guy. I'll never forget doing a gig. It was one of the first live things I'd ever done when I broke into the country music scene. And I was asked to come down and be a part of a benefit deal for Bud Christian, who was a steel guitar player or guitar player. I can't remember, but I was invited by some DJs, and so I drove to Shreveport. Had no idea what to expect. I sat there for most of the day, and then all of a sudden they said, "You want to get up and do a couple of songs?" I said, "Sure." And I'm like, "What am I going to do?" So I called out some cover songs, and one was "Love's Gonna Live Here" by Buck Owens, and Justin Trevino was up there, and I've been in awe of Justin for a long time. I said, "Justin, can I get you to harmonize with me?" And he goes, "Sure, let's go. Come on, kid." He was up there, let's go. Yeah. So the music kicks off, and I'm up there with my guitar, and all of a sudden I feel this nudge, and I put my head back, and he goes, "Well, you got to put the microphone in front of me. I'm blind, Is he
blind?
Yeah, he is.
I didn't know that. Yeah. I didn't know that.
So, but anyway, we that was so cool to have him back there doing that high Don Rich, harmony part, Yeah. So that was fun. But so that'll be a fun deal for you. Well, Austin, so you graduated from high school, right?
I did, surprisingly.
Any plans for college?
Trade school. I'm in a trade school, and I already got a job working on aircraft parts, and it's going pretty good so far. They work real good with my schedule, and I'm all in. So
you're going. You're staying off those bulls?
Yep, I haven't been on one in about 3 months, so I'm trying to solve out of it.
Well, let me tell you why he's not riding a bull. Okay, real quick, and I'll make this short. He made his mama mad. Come here and show him what you did there, Austin. No. So now he owes his mama. Look at this tattoo here he's got on his arm. This is a cowboy playing a guitar sitting on
a broken TV.
A broken TV.
That's a big
yeah.
So now he's not going to ride any bulls because his mama's mad at him. So yeah.
Well, no, he's not going to ride any bulls because if you look, Austin, in your contract for Clarksville Creative Sound, there's a no bull clause.
Oh, yeah, we put that in there. He signed it today.
Yeah, he signed that today. He overlooked that part.
There's no bull on it.
Oh yeah.
No, but only in yours, no bull.
And so, Sienna, you're what are you? You're going to be a junior in high school, or?
No, I'm going to be a sophomore.
Sophomore.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're still right in the middle, just really starting your high school out, but that's some pretty cool, neat stuff that you're getting to do, and I bet your friends in school are envious of what you're doing, huh?
Very. I mean, serious.
Sienna doesn't pull any punches. It's fun having her around, and she's a little nervous, I can tell right now, because she's normally like Mrs. Chattybox. So. But we're so happy Sienna came. She's been a joy to have around here in the studio. Yeah. She reminds me of Evie Mae, Steve. Just the way she handles herself. She drives a big old truck like Evie Mae does. She shoots a gun. She does all the same stuff. So.
She skins rattlesnakes.
Yes.
I think Evie Mae drives that big old F-250. I think she has to sit on a couple of phone books.
Probably.
You're probably right. I think they're 2 peas in a pod, though.
You're more so Sienna. You're more comfortable in hunting gear and on a ATV or that kind of thing, out mudding or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she saw the Corvette out here. She wanted to buy the Corvette, and her dad goes, "We live on a dirt road out in the middle of nowhere."
Everybody wants that Corvette except me. I don't like that car. I drove it.
Oh, did you? He didn't have a choice. He had to drive it around.
I drove it once, and it's for me. I'm a pretty big guy. It was like, you don't drive that car, you wear it. You get and then to get out of it, you should have seen me. So I drove it, got in it, and drove it. and took it to my hotel, and it was raining that night, and it was hard to see the headlights. I think you had them realigned, hopefully, because they were pointing too far down, and I couldn't see in front of me, and I was so afraid of
Have them on.
Probably not.
And so I get to the hotel, and I open the door, and the ground is like, I mean, I just reached down, the ground's right here. So literally I rolled out of the car on my knees, and then got up and stood up in the parking lot. I thought,
Oh my goodness.
I came back to Curt's the next morning for breakfast, and I said, "Can I trade my car in for something?"
He called me and said, "Do you have a car I drive?" I said, "I got the perfect car," and I had made him drive it.
Right.
And the next day I gave him another one. But yeah, it was funny.
That's so funny.
Okay.
Oh my
Anyway, well, we got to wrap this one up.
Yeah, before we get out of here, though, Steve, we got to talk about and remind people. I got a call the night before last from Dina Wood. We mentioned her early in the program, saying she needed some audio to do a little promo for a special concert on August 16th. So I want to make sure we make mention of that and keep it out there so folks can get their tickets.
Yes, we got a show coming up with at a National Hall. I've put a new band together with Carl Vaughn as kind of the guy that's pulling all these players together. We've got Snuffy Elmore on fiddle. He's really good. And we got some great players. And so we're right now, these guys are learning about 18 original songs. And I got to get Curt down for the final rehearsal so we can, make sure we kind of button all that up. But we're going to be doing a show August 16th at National Hall, and tickets are on sale now. And you can go to Eventbrite and look it up. I've got I don't have that link, the whatever in front of me to put it out there. I guess you got it right there. Yeah. Okay. You put it on the screen. Thank you. And then there's an early bird special. If you buy a ticket now, you get like $5 off per ticket, which is about a 25% discount. So get them now, and you'll get, we want to pack that place. I'm not so much interested in making money off of this deal as I am getting as many people in there as possible. We want to start doing regular shows there. We plan on doing that. We want to have people like the McKedys as regular performers, and Sienna, and it's really, for me, I love to get up and perform, but my main purpose for doing all this is to have a great live venue that seats a good number of people. That place you can get 300-400 people in there, and we just want to have a venue where our artists can get out there and show their stuff off.
Well, and real quickly too, we're Steve and I are working on a deal right now in Florida where we will have a venue there as well.
Oh, wow.
And we'll have a recording facility there also.
Okay.
And so, but there'll be a big outdoor concert thing that we're working on.
There's a gentleman that loves Clarksville Creative Sound so much that he's willing to throw that piece of real estate in just to be a part of what we're doing. And he's right very, very close to the FSU campus. So he wants to do a lot of things with the college kids and do like a college idol type competition, which, that may make good television. Who knows? And that's the cool thing about our affiliation and partnership with American Country Network and our involvement in that is that, we see something that we know would play well on TV. We can take it to that media form. And I think that's the thing that's been missing for us is having that media outlet with the viewership that we're talking about. Tommy Snyder and that group, they're projecting by the end of year one having well over 50 million viewers. So that's pretty exciting, and that's the thing we've been missing, is and like I said before, when I first met Curt and I heard he started playing all this music that he'd produced prior to me coming on board and all the stuff he'd done, I said, my gosh, the only thing wrong here is more people haven't heard this stuff. And now, of course, we've really upped our game with talent like you guys. And so our goal is to get this music out to as many people as possible. And with this network, we've got the discoverability factor, I think, nailed down. So we're so excited about that.
Yeah.
Well, take us home, Brent. This has been fun. I've enjoyed this.
Yeah, a lot. And thank you to everybody who stuck around with us today and chose us over the debates. Maybe we will run for president. Who knows? Maybe we got the inside track here, but those guys are still yapping. I've been watching over my shoulder here, so hopefully
I see where Allison Phillips said, "Steve, you're too old to drive that Corvette."
Sounds like her.
Sorry, go ahead, Brent.
I was just going to say we'll be back again next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. We're going to be lining up some guests throughout the summer here and just have a lot of fun with it. And I hope you guys are having fun with it. And I hope you come back. If you haven't already done it, make sure you go and like the Musical Expeditionaries Facebook page. That's the Musical Expeditionaries. You haven't all liked it yet. I know that because I see how many people have liked it. And I know we got some people that need to get on there and like it. So go do that today. We'll be sending out some invites as time rolls around too. And just trying to build this thing as much as we can here because we've got a lot of cool stuff coming up throughout the summer and into the fall and the rest of 24 and into next year and beyond. So make sure you stick with us. And McKedy's, thank you so much. Sienna, thank you so much. And Curt, man, good to see you. And Steve, we'll do it again next Friday. There's Thursday.
One thing real quickly that I wanted to talk about that I touched on just real quick for ACN, American Country Network. Tommy Snyder informed me today that we're real close to signing the papers to move our headquarters to a really cool space right on Music Row there in Nashville. So that's gonna be a neat kind of an extension. The way I see it is an extension of Clarksville Creative Sound and vice versa because we've all become this one conglomerate. So that's exciting news too. We'll talk more about that as we actually get in there and get moved in. It'll be cool. We'll have to do a show from there sometime.
I might have to see if he can carve me out some apartment space in there.
Yeah, you never know.
All right. Well, yeah, no doubt. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for sticking around. Safe travels back to Oklahoma and good luck with the shows the rest of the summer. And we'll catch everybody on down the road. Thank you much. Have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Oh, gosh. Thank you.
See you guys.
Thank y'all.
Bye-bye.